Oh, hello guys. I'm back. This is my first official recording or my first official episode. Um, I'm starting back at the brain operator's little office, right? I hope you like what we're gonna do today. There has been a little changes or a few changes in my base. I've added a few more mockups of what I want to add. And today we're gonna do some chisel and bits, some technical stuff, a few, maybe one or two elevators, and hopefully you like what I'm doing. Hopefully you like the base design, and hopefully I can show you a few things that maybe you didn't know how to do, right? So, I've been working on kind of what the few additions to the left of my base that I hadn't done yet, right? So I took everything that was in there, I closed it off. I finished like scoping the boat that's gonna be here, right? I know you have seen what's on the right, but I'll get to that. I did a little bit bigger this boat. I think that when I add the glass over here and a little bit of chisel and bits everywhere, it will look really, really awesome, like an emergency boat would look like, right? Um, Wherever you see cobble, that means that it's a mock-up, so I have to add chisel and bits, change blocks or anything like that. And then this addition to the left of the base, it's kind of a big speedboat, jet ski, a dock, some stairs, and this is the oil mining tower, right? So I did this little pipe or mock-up pipe for the chisel and bits part, and this pipe will be running all the way up there. I will add some crude oil bits here and there, and this will be going all the way to the bottom also. Um, I've done a lot underwater. I've mocked up like almost, let's say, like a 50 to 60% of what my base or end product base will look like on the bottom of the water. I'm gonna go underwater to show you what I've been building. Now, here you'll see that I built a lot, right? This is what the oil tower or the bottom of the oil tower will be. Let me put on night vision so you can see better. This is where the tube of the uh, oil gathering tower or oil mining tower will go. So this will go all the way down to bedrock. Um, these are the support beams for the dock because I think that if you go underwater, you should be able to see how it's supported. And then this right here, this is like an underwater lab kind of base. Right here, this will be an elevator. So let's get this out, get this out. Let's unbind the global traveler just because I'll be using it a few times. We're going to use what's called a power cell from RF Tools. It's really, really good. It's better it's better and cheaper than a dimensional transceiver. It's kind of a wireless capacitor back. So each one stores 1 million RF. But if you link them with this link power cell cards, you will make a wireless multi-block structure. So you will have the same thing, basically the same thing you do with a power, like with a capacitor bank. Instead of having every capacitor bank next to each other, these link wirelessly. So it's pretty cool. See, you have the link ID. If anyone that's watching my video wants a tutorial on how to do this, um, it would be a small tutorial, of course, but I could show different things like uh, the power output, the power input, uh, what's good about it, what's the difference between that and a dimensional transceiver, what's the difference between that and let's say the energy cells from thermal expansions, what everything costs to make, and if it's infused in or not infused, because you can infuse them. And what else? Well, it does use power, right? Like it says there. It uses power for long distance usage, and infusing it increases the RF per tick output. I infused one, but I'm not going to use that one just because I don't need the increased power output. So I'm going to put one of these here and one of these here, right? The good thing about this is that since once I link it, it's going to have energy. See? It's going to start going up in energy. It says 5 million, although I said that each one has 1 million. That's because I have 4 on the bottom. I have 4 already linked, and this is the 5th one. Once I link this 6th one, it's going to go up to 6 million RF. This is good because I could put, let's see, command center. All right, this is going to be the command center floor. See? And then I didn't want to kind of just put all the way down, have things running around or cables running around. So that's why instead of doing that, I'm doing this. Power cell again here. And then this floor is going to be, uh, let's see, underwater lab. I don't know. For now, I'm going to stick to those names. They will probably change in the future. I'll link this one as well. Again, now it's 6 million. So the thing is that the screens need a screen control. But since, oops, I opened it to outside. I don't, no, I'm not gonna put it there. Oops, I did something that I didn't want to do. Okay, put that back there just for no mobs to spawn. Okay, so the screen controller, let's see. You know what? I'm gonna put the screen controller right back here. I think that back here, it's not in the way. Um, I could reach it easily, and it's not connected. Why? Because right where I put it, there's no conduits connected to. So I'll put it here, getting power. Okay. Um, let's see where I put these. I'm gonna put one on the back of this wall and put one for now here. So I'm gonna use these. Right, shift right click to the elevator, and then right click it inside. And then go down, right click it inside, and then go to the screen controller, scan, you'll find two screens, and they should be on now. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna use the smart wrench to, oh, oops, I did it wrong. Not like that, it's not shift right click, it's just right click. Okay, let me put it back where it's supposed to go, right here, right click, right click. All right, so now we have a big screen. Okay, I need to scan it again because I messed up and destroyed it and had to put it again. Every time you put a screen, you need to go to the screen controller and hit the scan. I'm sorry if you see it a little jumpy. I'm having a few frame drops here and there. So I'm going to put it large and I'm going to put it vertical. I'm going to put the button color. Um, I think white is okay. in current level. Wait, um, oh, passed it again. There we go. Okay, underwater lab, everything's all good. And I think I can, yep, make it invisible. So I'm gonna put these here. This will be the elevator. So I want to go up. I hit, okay, it's not working. I think it's because, let's see. Let's see why this is not working. Vertical large. I passed the green again. So not enough power to move the elevator. Does this not have power? It's supposed to have power. Um, this has power. Oh yeah, out and out. Okay, now it's supposed to work. So with the command center, you go up. Well, gotta get stuck on the elevator at that point. Don't worry, you won't see this. I will chisel and bit stuff on top. Maybe a desk or something. Have a few computers and stuff like over there at the oops, like up there. And you won't be able to see. You will only see this, and the elevator will be flush with the floor. So the only thing you will see is probably right here at my left. You'll see this screen, and then you'll see underwater lab. Once you hit the underwater lab, you go down, and that's pretty cool. Well, I'm back, guys. Unfortunately, my mic didn't record when I was finishing my editing. I figured out that my mic didn't record, so that's a bummer. So right now I'm just doing a voiceover about what my mindset was going while I was doing the chisel and bits and designing a little bit of everything. So I decided to go with a chiseled iron block and then kind of design a modern style desk for the part of the front of the command center desk or something like that. And the first thing I did was cover the two blocks that I wanted to cover, the power cell and the elevator block. After that, I just started to see like um, the size of a full block, although at this point I haven't figured out that it's still not at full block. It's actually a few chisels lower than a full block, but I'm gonna fix that a little bit later. So I did that. I'm thinking right now my mind's going like, okay, I like how it looks. I don't know really at this point. I don't know what how this mock-up that I did right now with the iron how this is going to become a desk, but I knew that I did want glass on the top. So I figured out that oh, I got the wine stained glass, but the one with the border. So I had to go chisel that back to go white stained glass borderless, so that I could use it on the chisel and bits because I didn't want to get the border in the middle of the desk, right? So I chiseled that, I put it into bits, and then after that, I start shaping that desk, right? I started thinking about what kind of desk I would see in a command center, like military command center, or maybe a radar command center, or intelligence command center, something like that. And I was thinking, like, well, it shouldn't be just a two block desk, right? It should be bigger. And at this point, also, I'm thinking, well, I can't put the chair on top of the elevator because that will work. So uh, although I'm chiseling and I'm doing this 2 blocks first, I'm already thinking, okay, where do I want this desk to go, or what's the next part of the desk, right? So this point, I'm looking, I'm seeing, I'm thinking about, okay, do I want glass on the side or more metal on the side? So I tried the glass, and I, I didn't like it at first. So, well, I thought about putting glass, but I didn't like it. So I went directly to the iron. And then I did the sides, and again, it doesn't look like a desk that I would use. It looks like, I don't know, something that's not entirely correct. So I keep thinking, okay, what can I do? What can I do now? Can't put anything inside unless I do it with chisel and bits. I can't take the bottom up part out because I have 2 blocks that I don't want them to be seen. So I went ahead and filled it up. And I thought, hey, that looks good. I think I can put a border here, and those two on the bottom could be drawers, right? Chest, like desk drawers, because usually on the on desks that have a lot of uh you know a lot of paperwork and stuff, they have different places to put uh desk drawers and stuff like that. After that, I thought, okay, what can I do with the borders? Do I want to keep them um, metal or iron, or go with something else? So I went to an obsidian block, and I did some quarried stone because I thought, well, maybe I could do the handles with quarried stone. Although I do change them later. I did do them with quarried stone at first just to see how they look. So I went ahead and changed all the borders to be uh, obsidian because I thought, well, I think it really looks good. It changes the desk a little bit, gives it a more modern design, or something like custom made or something like that. So as you can see, I left like a chisel size space between the drawers and the glass on the top. My thinking was that maybe when you're on a command center, you want to put maps and stuff on the desk, but you want them to be protected, right? Because maybe those uh, those maps are gonna be there for a while. So what can I do to protect them? So I made like this little space that you could put a map on the bottom and see it through the glass. But if something were to fall on the glass, it wouldn't like damage anything that was underneath. So at this point, I'm looking at the quarried stone as the handles, but I kind of don't like it because it kind of just looks the same. I mean, it looks just like the iron because of the it's gray, just like the iron. So I thought maybe I could go with a gold block, or a bronze block or something like that. So I went downstairs and got a gold block after that. Got a gold block and changed all those handles to some kind of bronze hue or gold hue so that they would look a little bit better and pop out. So again, I'm looking and thinking, okay, what am I gonna do? The chair should be there. I can't do anything here. So I'm thinking, okay, let's put it out one more block out to the, well, depends on where you're looking at, but 1 block this way, and then 3 blocks down. So it would be two more blocks to the left, and then 2 blocks down. Although it does look like a really really big desk, at the end of the day, it really looks well done just because of details. So the devil's on details, guys. If you're doing chisel and bits and you're like, I'm not sure if this is gonna look good, try to finish the product before you judge yourself, just because sometimes when you're doing something, you think it's not going to look good because, well, at first, or you don't know the correct blocks to use or anything like that, but you don't need to finish the thing with the right blocks at one point or during what you're building. So you would just continue building to the point that when you finish, the blocks are just uh like the template, not the finished product. So you would have the template and then you change the blocks to the ones you want to use, and then it will look better. Right now what's happening is that I figured out that I wasn't working on a full block, so now I'm gonna have to reshape the top of the desk to match what I wanted or what I want it to look like. So what I did was that I replaced the whole top of the desk with iron block, just so I didn't have to go again around and take out the glass and take out everything. So I replaced everything. I did something like I would I was gonna put two more drawers on the top, and I liked how it looked. So what I did, I put I I mistakenly did the panel instead of the connected texture. So I wanted to put the drawers a little bit back so that the chisel would have like a different uh, height to it, and it would look better. So at this point, I'm lowering the bit that I said that was gonna be like for maps and stuff, and then I'm doing the border again, but this time for the middle drawers. Those drawers are usually used like for paperwork or computer installation CDs and stuff like that. So I finished the borders. I kept going. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, let's just keep going. Let's not think too much about the end product. Let's just keep going, and I'll figure it out at the end. So I kept working with iron, um, full of iron, obsidian, and glass. Just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Um, Guys, chisel bits is not really that hard. It's just a matter of are you are you willing to put in the time to make it look better, the time to look at the details, the time to think, okay, what am I gonna use this for, and what I want it to look like. Do I want it to look like this? Do I want it to look like that? Because if you just use chisel and bits as like, oh, I just want to make a chair, or I just want to make a, I don't know, like a desk or something small, you're just you're thinking that you won't have to uh well think about the details. And when you're doing chisel and bits, you have to always be thinking about the details, no matter how small your project is. Just because that's what everybody's gonna see, the details. They're not gonna be looking at, oh, that's a nice chair, or no, they're just gonna be looking at, oh, well, why is it so simple? Or why didn't you use this? Or why didn't you use that? So when you pay attention to the details, people don't have to ask you or look at them, because right when they look at what you have done, they think to themselves, "Wow, look at all the detail. Look at everything that he thought of." And instead of asking you like, "Where's the detail?" or "What? Why didn't you use this or that?" they start asking you questions like, if I wanted to do that, what do I have to do? Um, if I wanted to do this, what do I have to do? So they start asking you instead of uh, like questioning you about what you're doing or what you're doing wrong. So at this point, I figured out that I wanted to extend the desk to chisel bits more than a full block, just to have like this small outer layer going that way. And I started putting like an iron block border on the side. But after that, I figured, well, I really don't like how the iron looks, because it kind of, I don't know, it just looked weird for me. So I decided to go with obsidian because I think that with the obsidian, I can just, uh, I don't know, it kind of just blends better. So again, I looked, I figured out that there was a line that wasn't supposed to be there. Those details will kill you. If you're doing like a really, really intricate design and one chisel bit is just not on the right place, it's gonna kill you. Not, it's not gonna kill you at the moment. It's gonna kill you when you find out a few days later when you're looking at it. It happened to me. I was building something for Tanner. I built him a barn, and I could swear that I did everything. I checked everything twice. So when he was looking at it, I told him, "Yeah, look at the doors. I did this. I did that." And he was looking and he saw something weird. And I was like, "Okay, what happened?" And he was like, "Wait, are these supposed to be this way?" And I'm like, "What?" So I went check and I he figured out that some bits were missing because I was trying to do an intricate design and I forgot to fill out a little space, like a 3 chisel high space. You could barely see it, but when you're looking at something that requires that level of of detail, people stop and look and really, really look. It's not like they just, oh, this or that. No, they actually really, really look at what you're doing. So when you do that, you have to be careful. You have to be careful that you do things the right way. So I saw that he showed me that. I saw it and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." So I quickly reached into my chisel bag and put those bits, and I did it once over once again, just to make sure that everything else that I did for him didn't have an error or a chisel and bit missing or anything. Because it was kind of an agreement or a job that I got for my like my store. I did a store, or I offered to do a store for our spawn that it's exactly that, a chisel and bits, like what B Dubs has on Foolcraft. I build either intricate designs, big intricate designs, or props. So he wanted to do that. He didn't want to do it himself. He didn't have the time, so he wanted to do something really, really cool. So I did that for him. I will probably show it in a future video. I don't know when exactly, but I probably show it in soon, probably. Um, at this point in the video, I started to do the left side, right? And I wanted the left side to have drawers as well. But I didn't want everything to look the same. So I wanted the two remaining ones to look different. So what I did was I copied one of the sides and I decided to just take everything out and just leave the top glass and the obsidian outer layer because I think that that looks really, really cool. So I took everything out. I'm looking around, thinking about, okay, I took the iron out. Now I got to take this iron out and the iron on the bottom. And okay, so I went there. I took the buttons. I took the remaining iron, the remaining obsidian lines that I had. And at this point, I'm looking and I'm going, okay, I took this out. I took this out. I really like how it's looking, but something's off. I still hadn't quite figured out what, so I went and I took uh that line out, and I was like, wait, that line's not from this side. That's actually from the other block. So I did one thing right, that was the left side, but the right side I went into the opposite block, and that's because there's a line missing on the top that I hadn't figured out yet. There's supposed to be a line so that the the whole block on the top looks the right way. So I went up, I went down, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on, and then I hit it. Oh, so there's a chisel line missing here. So I went and I added that line, and it makes a whole difference because now it looks like a cube, right? It looks like a cube on top, and I added also a line on the bottom to kind of finish it, so it would be like a metal frame with a glass top, because I think that that looks pretty cool when you're looking at how it's gonna, you know, how that would look in real life if you had a desk and you're filling up a desk. Having that without that having that block there, or that makes the desk feel like it's a desk that you can change the design. So in my mind it's like, oh, okay, so they put it this way because they wanted it to be like that, or they wanted it to be four on the front and three on the side, or three and three, or stuff like that. So I copied that and have now I have two parts of the desk that have drawers and two cubes. That makes it feel like it's customizable, and that they put it that way because they wanted it that way. So I'm looking around, trying to figure out if there's something missing. I figured out that there was a chisel bit missing of the obsidian, and then I was looking and I said, oh wait, there should be a line of obsidian here because the other one has it. Okay, so everything looks good at this point. Um, but there's at this point I'm looking at the space on the bottom of that, and I wanted to put the CPU there, but of course, uh, DecoCraft doesn't let me put anything inside of a chisel and bits block. So if I have, even if it's just one chisel on the bottom of the block or on the top of the block, it doesn't let me. So although yeah, that's pretty bad because I would have wanted it to put it there, I just thought, okay, I can put it to the other side and just figure out something. So I extended the glass to have that border, the same border that the other one has. I always forget sometimes to put the change from place to replace, and sometimes I do it the other way around. So at this point, I'm starting to put the DecoCraft items, right? I put the CPU, three monitors. I put a laptop on the side because, again, this is a command center. It's not supposed to be like one computer and that's it. So I put that, and then I'm thinking, okay, I'll put the chair. Where am I gonna put the chair? I'm gonna put the chair looking at the computer in a like a diagonal. So I liked how that's starting to look. It's starting to look like a desk. So I have a couple of lamps, a couple of paper stacks. So I put the paper stack on the corner, and then I get the cardboard pinup board or the pin board or something like that. Put it on the wall, so that would be the notes of the command center. And then I go like just start putting things in different places just to see how they look. I put the desk lamp there and I try to figure out if it's on or off. So I start clicking it, and I was like, wait, why can't I see it? And it's because I have night vision on. So after a few clicks, I figured out that I have night vision, and I figured out when it was on. So I turned it on, and it looks like a desk. It really looks like a desk. So I take those two blocks that were like what I wanted to use what my design template was, and I take these two torches out because I'm gonna put the other two desks behind them or on the back. So I decided to use on the back ones. I didn't want to go with uh, chisel and bits desks. I wanted to use the desks from DecoCraft just because there's some glass desks that are pretty cool, and you can actually put the CPU on the bottom. So I figured out the spacing. I figured out somewhat where the middle of the floor or where I really wanted to put the desks. So I put one really close to the wall, the other one to the side. Putting things on the glass desk is really hard. So I couldn't figure out, I figured out that you could put it that way, but I never figured out how to put it on the other side. So at this point, I'm like, oh my God, I can't put the CPU on this side. So I ended up taking that light out and putting the CPU on that side. Then I put the CPU on the monitor on that side and the monitor on this side because I couldn't put it on the other side, and that was freaking me out. At the end, I figured out how to do it, but it was a really bad learning curve apparently. So I put the two monitors on the right side, which I really didn't love. So after that, I put the chairs. I put one chair on each monitor place, and I didn't want them to all be facing the same way. I wanted ones to be like uh, diagonal stuff like that. I figured out that you could actually put the CPU underneath a DecoCraft desk if you put shift. So that looks pretty cool. And then after I put that, I figured that you could use that block that's underneath to actually put some stuff on the top. And I was like, oh, okay, so I'm going to take this monitor off and the chair and put it all the way into the corner. Why? I think aesthetically, I liked it better. I don't know. And I wanted to put the lamp, but it wasn't going the way I wanted it to. So I put the lamp the other side. It went the way I wanted to. Turn on the lamp. That's just to give it a little bit light, a light source on that corner. Put some more paper on top of the desk, like just paperwork everywhere. It was really hard to place. I don't know why. It took me a while to figure out how to place it. And then I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna get a few more things, a few more details. I'm putting paper on the floor, putting the chair, and after that, I went downstairs, got a few more deco things, got a few extra utilities monitors that I'm gonna probably do something with them um, on a future episode and try to get something on them, some maps or sonar radars or stuff like that, just to have something to show on them and actually make this feel like a command center. Um, but I'm just at this point, I'm just figuring out like spacing. Like where do I want things that don't feel like that they're actually in the way? So after figuring out that I could put that in the corner right next to the wall, I tried to put the book and quill on the top. Again, harder than it looks, just because I hadn't figured out that you could look at the block in the front and you could place it, and that would be easier. But I'm trying to place it right on the block. So after I figured that out, I really didn't like how that looked, so I took it out, put it back into the DecoCraft bench, and got some other different things. Um, I put the paper on top of the archives. I I left one archive there. I took one out because it felt too crowded. I did a little oopsie on the wall, but I corrected it like nothing happened. So I got a safe and a few things. This is the finished product or how it looks. Um, I put a few more. I put a door to the right. I put the different things. I put the TARDIS, an R2D2, a bourbon bottle, some more papers on the floor. So at this point, I'm really running out of time. So I really appreciate all of you watching, and I hope that you subscribe, you leave a like, and hopefully you can leave a comment on the comments down below of what you liked, and I'll leave the other peers' information down on the description. Thanks a lot, and I hope that I keep seeing you down there in the comments and on the likes. Thanks.